Back on Get Up after what was one of the most transformational nights in recent NBA memory, and this was the most surprising moment as the Mavericks moved past the Luka Doncic trade in resounding fashion, winning the draft lottery and thus the right to select Cooper Flagg. They had a 1.8% chance to win it. They jumped 10 spots to grab that pick. And so the question, Brian Windhorst, is how does all this affect the future of Giannis?
As NBA fans were reacting to the crazy turn of events that had the Dallas Mavericks winning the draft lottery, league executives started to ask the question, would the Mavericks actually trade Luka Doncic and the rights to Cooper Flagg in the same year? That's the kind of questions that are going to go around the league as Giannis Antetokounmpo tries to figure out his future. In the fallout of the lottery, you had several top teams improve their assets, especially the Mavericks, and keep an eye on the San Antonio Spurs. Getting the number 2 pick in the draft, coming off getting the top 3 or 4 picks over the last couple of years, leaves them in position to make a strong offer. But the first move is going to be Giannis, and we're going to keep an eye on that over the coming weeks.
All right, so that's the win man for us last night, and we brought this up earlier today. I mean, the reality of it is there's the basketball part, and then there's the zeitgeist part. Like the idea of trading both Luka Doncic and Cooper Flagg, who people are so excited about and who we hope can turn into a great player. It seems insane to consider doing those two things in a 4-month stretch. But the reality is, if Cooper Flagg maximizes everything he might potentially be, maybe he gets to be close to as good as Giannis. And I will remind everybody, let me put some full screens up here. Can I put up D13? Giannis has averaged 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists on 60% shooting in each of the last 2 seasons. Do you know how many other people have ever done that even once? 0. He's the only player ever to do it, and he's done it twice, and they were in the last 2 years. So anyone who wonders, is he slowing down? The answer is resoundingly no. The answer is that team has done everything it can around him. It's been a bit of a mess. Obviously, Lillard is hurt now. I think we have forgotten Giannis to some degree in all the excitement about Jokic and with OKC coming on and the Celtics winning in the championship. I think to some degree we've forgotten that a very strong argument could still be made that this man is the best basketball player in the world. And if they can trade Cooper Flagg for him, I absolutely think they should.
Well, I don't think it could just be Cooper Flagg. I think it has to be Cooper Flagg, other players, and some other assets potentially.
Well, I don't know about that because I don't know what Milwaukee is going to be able to get. If you're Milwaukee and you come out of this with the most exciting player in the draft, the guy that everyone is so thrilled about, that might be a pretty big win if you have to trade away Giannis.
I think you need draft assets too because Milwaukee's strapped. Okay, they need to be set up for the future as well. And I think that Cooper Flagg can be that, but they need some other assets.
And for Dallas, you can't just take the Giannis contract. Milwaukee's got to take something back contractually just so it all fits.
Exactly.
Keep that in mind too. You've got big money on that roster with Kyrie, obviously, and Anthony Davis. So, that's the money part of it's got to be figured out also. But this is the part to me that you have to watch because 3 years is deceiving. You see right there, it's his player option. So really in 2 years, he has the opportunity to walk if he doesn't like whoever's taking him. Whoever's trading for him, especially you giving up an asset of that level, I need to know you're going to sign an extension. You're going to be here long term.
Exactly.
But what if he doesn't want that? What if there's he can still have a little bit of say in where he winds up, and that's a big part of this equation that we're not considering.
Giannis.
The great Pat Riley told me this. If you have a chance to get a whale, you go get a whale. And that's the Shaquille O'Neals. That's the Giannis. Those are the great players. Those are the legendary guys that can change your franchise.
A white whale.
I just wonder how the chemistry works with him and AD. Giannis is a downhill guy. You need to put spacing and shooters around him. This is when he's been at his best version in Milwaukee, when they had the Pat Connaughton, when they had the other guys shooting around him. So how would that chemistry work? But figure that out later. Go get the whale. Figure that out later.
You don't even want to worry about
Giannis and AD in the pick and roll. It allowed him to turn that corner with spacers like, Kyrie Irving. Look, I think that's a great problem to have.
Yeah, that's why I say you figure that out later, you're going to get the whale.
That's what I mean. I think you're saying it exactly right. Don't even, the first, job one, get Giannis. Job two, figure it out from there. Like, you get Giannis. There's like 5 players in the whole world that you would say that about. By the way, they traded one of them away. We live to talk about all the things Luka doesn't do. Luka's still been first-team All-NBA every year of his life and is going to continue to be when he doesn't have the calf this year and if he gets even remotely serious about his training and all that sort of thing. But Giannis, you don't have any of those problems. He's a ridiculously good leader. He's a ridiculous team guy. He was ridiculously good in the community. For whatever else it is, he's funny on all his videos. I mean, he's one of the most lovable players in the entire NBA. If you can get Giannis, you get Giannis.
And Nico, you said defense wins championships. Now you go get you another defensive player of the year. Just double down on that.
Yep.
You need help, Nico. I'm trying to help you.
I'm glad you said that.
I'm trying to help you, dog.
Put up D14. Giannis, you know, there are 3 players in NBA history who have won MVP, Finals MVP, and Defensive Player of the Year in their careers. Look at that list. He's on a list with Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon. By the way, they were drafted in the same season, those two. Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon, which is remarkable. But that's who we're talking about here. So I know that people are going to, I know at first blush, your reaction is you can't trade away Cooper Flagg after you just traded away Luka.
He's 18 years old.
What are you talking about?
He's a two-way player. It's not like this is a guy that's a one-way, just offense that needs to learn defense. Like this guy has
How good is he?
everything to be one of the greats of his generation.
I'm looking up last night because at first blush, I literally, as soon as the pick came up, I said, hey, Giannis to Dallas.
Yeah.
That's my first thing I said to Fink and to everybody on our show.
Why did you have to look that up?
I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to get the time reference, that's why. But like it was that first blush because I was
This was a text you sent to our...
There's a lot going on this morning, okay? I'm still on the high.
Right now, do you do it?
Yes, I told you I do it.
You don't do it.
No, I really, really, really don't want to.
Can't make up your mind.
How-
You don't
I'm
know.
Cooper
Stop.
No.
Get out of here. Look,
To
I don't wanna
me,
do this.
this is you had a 1.8% chance to
And you
win
got
this
it.
thing, and you
And you
got
got
it,
it.
and you lost a generational player. You gave one away that was going to be there for the next 10 to 15 years. You sent him away. Your fan base almost lit the franchise on fire. You now get one back to have for the next 10 to 15 years at 18 years old on a team that next year is still going to be missing Kyrie Irving for most of the season. I don't know if you just dive in. I understand why you guys say it. He's 30. Last 7 years, he's been a top 4 MVP guy. All the things about Giannis are correct. But for me, sometimes with a franchise, after what they just went through, to have something like this fall on your lap, and then to just send them off somewhere else and try to win a chip now in the next 2 to 3 years.
But that's what their whole plan has been. Their whole plan from the beginning is to win a chip now.
Right.
That's why they went for Kyrie. That's why they went for AD. That's why they made all these moves. Like, you got to be all in. And defensively, he fits perfectly. The only thing I hate for Cooper Flagg, if he goes there, is does he have the time to really settle in to become the star that we know he can become?
Goes where?
Well, if he goes to
Dallas, you
Dallas,
mean? Yeah.
yeah, because you're going to keep him there. He's going to play behind Kyrie. He's going to be second fiddle AD. All these other players, like he needs to be maximized for his
Watch
own
San Antonio, by the way. Again, Dallas, you're talking about right, but they have the number 2 pick.
Right.
It's all quiet how they ended up with the number 2 pick, which is also a bit of a surprise. They could put something together that could bring Giannis to San Antonio.
Oh, for sure.
And that's also something that Milwaukee can consider.
And it's worth pointing out, Giannis will have at least some say in this for the reason that you pointed out.
Yes.
If he's going to let someone know this is where I want to go and I will resign, and that will greatly increase what that team would be willing to give up for him. In the meantime, this incredible week in sports will continue. We've got the Stanley Cup playoffs second round continuing tonight on ESPN. Jets and Stars, game 5, 8 Eastern. Dallas up 2-1. Coverage begins with the point at 7:30 Eastern.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you like the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we notice that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.